So I've got Joe Norris from Get Your Tips Out, who provides daily horse racing tips, and we're going over the Cheltenham Festival 2024. And today's video is about the Champion Hurdle. So Joe, what are your tips and predictions for the Champion Hurdle 2024?
Right, so we're keeping this one short and sweet. Constitution Hill should win this. However you look at this race, even if Lossiemouth somehow ends up coming for this race, Constitution Hill will still win. I think it's one of them to put in the acca, and just enjoy it. If you do want to have a look at have a bet in the race, then you could look at the distance markets, because unlike sort of earlier in the season where Nico de Boinville might be thinking about future targets, at least with this race, you know that he's going to ride him out right to the line and sort of make him look as impressive probably as he can. So with the distance markets for this, I'd be on overs rather than unders.
When you say overs, I mean, what's your prediction with how far? Do you think he'll win with 10 lengths, 15 lengths, 20 lengths? Like what, if you had to predict, I know you're never going to get it bang on, but how far do you reckon he'll win by?
Well, I've previously said, I don't really like these bets because of how the jockey can ease him down and things like that. But
yeah,
the marker with this horse has seemed to be 10 lengths. Every time he runs, 10 lengths seems to be what they're sort of targeting. Now, he won by 9.5 at Kempton last time, which wouldn't have pleased some people. But yeah, if the margin is 10 lengths again, I think I'm looking at overs. I mean, he won the Supreme by 22 lengths. And that, looking at his record, that is his longest winning distance. So that backs up my point about being at Cheltenham and the jockey wanting him to look as impressive as possible. So if the line is 10 lengths for this, I think you've got to be looking at overs. In terms of dangers, it's probably going to be State Man again. If you take Constitution Hill away, State Man would be a short price for this himself. He's a really good horse. He looks nailed on to give his running again. But you look past him and dangers are thin on the ground. So, I think it could be Constitution Hill, probably around 12 lengths back to State Man in second.
Yeah. So what would you prefer? Would you prefer to back, let's say, Constitution Hill to win the Champion Hurdle in 2024 over 10 lengths, or would you prefer to do like an exacta with the toe or a straight forecast to say Constitution Hill to win the race, State Man to come second? Like what's your go-to bet there between the two of them?
I would personally prefer to do the forecast. Constitution Hill and State Man second. I mean, that will probably pay more than backing overs on the lengths, unless you obviously go to extreme.
Would you not look to a trifecta or a tricast and maybe put a pass in, or would you just stick to the forecast and just go with a higher stake and just go, I'm pretty certain this is going to be the 1-2 Constitution Hill to win, State Man second?
I normally stick with the forecast. Yeah, I find that once I have had tricast bets in the past. Everyone's had a go on the Grand National trying to get the 1-2-3, 1-2-3-4. But it's just so hard to do. It all depends how you're approaching that bet. If you're having a fun bet, you're watching the race, you could chuck on a tricast bet. But for me, if I'm looking at it, trying to make a little bit of money, I'll probably come down on the forecast, I think, rather than looking at overs on the distance.
Yeah, I mean, Constitution Hill, in my opinion, is the best hurdle that I think there's ever kind of blessed the world. I think he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've just gone, I know it's a pretty boring type double, but I've gone pretty heavy on Constitution Hill and Galloping the Chomps. I think he was very, very impressive the other day as well at the Gold Cup, but that's where I'm at with mine. But I think Constitution Hill is the banker of the meeting, but he's no point in tipping that up, like you said, as being, here's my best bet of the meeting at 1-3, because everyone's just going to go, well, how obvious is that?
That's it. I mean, it's one of them where 1-3, if you chuck that into an acca, it's not a bad price, but you don't want to be sitting there with a big single on it, sweating, watching the race. For me, I just want to watch the race and enjoy it. And then, if I have a bet, it will probably be the forecast.
Yeah, for sure. So if anyone's looking to place any bets or looking for any more tips from Joe for the Cheltenham Festival at 2024, check out the links in the description or check any other videos out. We're going through every single race there is at the Cheltenham Festival. So see how good Joe's anti-post tips will be for the 2024 festival.